Famous Last Words. It's a book that's set in our conference room for a long time, and it goes through some impactful people's actual last words. Sitting right next to it is this book, 3 Little Words to Live By. And some examples of this are: learn from mistakes, make a difference, eat dessert first. And what's so funny is to contrast this to this. And you can go through and read some of these quotes. And what you find out, you would think all these famous last words would be these like really introspective diatribes on their life, but they're not. They're not at all. Some of them are kind of like, for instance, Bing Crosby said, "That was a great game of golf, fellers." And the reason those were his famous last words were he died, suffered a fatal heart attack 20 yards from the clubhouse. So anyway, it's not funny, but basically, to sum this up, we don't know how long we have, folks. We don't know when it's going to end. Not everybody's got an opportunity to sit down and look back on their life and give this introspective picture and die in a way such that they can just wrap it all up in a nice little package. Live every single day. Live every single moment. Celebrate it. Enjoy it. Even in the challenges, attack them. You don't know if it's your last one. And that's what makes this somewhat humorous to read through, is some people said some really silly things on their last words because they didn't think it was their last words at all. Come a little early next time to your meeting. Spend some time looking through this. It's quite interesting. And if you need a little inspiration, this right here is just 3-word inspirations. I'll give one to you right now. Forgive your blunders. That's an important one, right? I think we've all been there. We've all made mistakes. Well, I know we have. Forgive yourself. Enjoy it. We've been talking about Medicare. We've been talking about Parts A and B, how to sign up for it, how to pay for it. You don't have to, you could stop there if you wanted to. But remember, Part A and Part B don't cover everything. They only cover 80% of hospital, doctor's visits, and tests and things like that. They don't cover prescription drugs, and also leaves 20% uncovered. That 20% you can cover with Medicare Supplemental Insurance. There's 2 types, Medicare Advantage and Medigap. Medigap is your traditional Medicare supplement coverage, sponsored by your typical insurance companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, yada yada, you name it. They have a form of Medigap insurance. There's different plans. There's Plan A all the way through Plan N. There's 10 of them. The Cadillac plan, the one we always recommend that people start at and go down from, is Medicare Plan F. It covers 100% of the 20% not covered by Medicare A and B. What's good about Medigap insurance is it doesn't restrict which doctors you can see. It's not an HMO. It's really not even a PPO. It's just you can see, as long as they take Medicare at all, you can see that doctor. Medicare Advantage runs parallel to Medigap insurance. You don't need both. You need Medicare Advantage or you need Medigap. Medicare Advantage is a newer form of supplemental insurance for Medicare, and it's typically an HMO type policy. And it might also, or usually includes prescription drug as well. But Medicare Advantage, being an HMO, is quite restrictive, okay? There's a certain network, and if your doctor's not in that network, you're out. They're not going to take it. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go see that doctor, because remember, 80% is covered. But if you want that 20% covered, they have to be in that network. So, for a lot of people, they're very frustrated if they choose those Medicare Advantage plans. Why would you choose them? They're cheaper. They're usually cheaper than Medicare. So, for instance, Medicare Plan F typically costs about $160 a month. Remember, you got to add that to Medicare Part B premium coverage, which is about $120 a month. So, what are we in for? We're in for about $280. For insurance right there. And then now we got to add prescription drug coverage to that as well. So keep in mind, supplemental coverage, you've got Medigap coverage, which is Plan A, B, C, D, E, F. Then you've got Medicare Advantage. They run parallel. The other last thing to remember is if you choose a Medicare Advantage plan, you can't then go backwards and go the Medigap route. Once you choose Medicare Advantage, you're in the Medicare Advantage world. I'm sure you could choose other Medicare Advantage plans, but you can't go backwards and then go Medigap. If you go Medigap, you can always choose to go Medicare Advantage later. So, to sum that up, we can help you think through that. It's situationally specific, It's also depending upon your finances. Give us a call. We'll help you work through it. Next week we're going to talk a little about prescription drug coverage, and we're going to wrap up Medicare. It's also August. It's National Make a Will Month. We're going to talk about will planning. I'd like to have an estate planning attorney on. He's a friend of mine. He's a very good attorney. I'd love for him to talk about why you need a will, things like that. I'll try and convince him to do it. We don't pay very well. But hope you have a great week. See you next week.